Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to URKG. This is your latest Real Madrid transfer news, and we got a wild show here today for you guys. Look, we are going to go straight into it. Real Madrid are back in for Rodri, but only if the price tag is right. Vinícius Jr, massive salary demands could get him sold, and it might just save Rodrygo. Dani Ceballos on the verge of returning to Real Betis, and also we're going to talk about Endrick. We're also going to talk about, got some updates on Jude, Bellingham as well. Look, before we get into it, make sure you smash that like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and let me know in the comment sections. Let me know right now, would you keep Vini or would you keep Rodrygo? Get in the poll right now. Get in the poll. But look, straight off the bat, we have to start with Rodri. According to Mundo Deportivo, Madrid are seriously considering signing the Manchester City anchor. Of course, only if we can get him for under 100 M's or just about 100 M's. That is Xabi Alonso's request, and he wants a new midfielder. And also the board sees Rodri as the only player worth spending that much on, really. But Rodri has 2 years left on his Manchester City deal, and Pep Guardiola is not going to be in any rush to sell him. We know that. But here's the twist, people. Rodri said in 2024 that if Madrid come calling, you have to listen. And look, so the interest is obviously mutual. We know he's interested in Real Madrid, but this is not going to be easy, people. And it is not going to be easy. Rodri also suffered an injury recently. Is it a good buy? Is it good to invest that kind of money on him? Or is it better to wait and see if the price tag drops? We'll wait and see and find out. But let's not forget, right? Rodri beat Vinícius Jr into the Ballon d'Or, and some Madrid fans, not me, but most Madrid fans, they still haven't forgave him in terms of how he's trying to make fun of Vini for winning the Ballon d'Or. So it's going to be tricky. But here's the question for you guys, right? Should we break the bank to sign Rodri? Would he start over Tchouaméni? And is he worth 100 million coming off of an injury? You guys let me know in the comment sections. I'll give you my thoughts right now. Look, Rodri is too old. I see in the comment already, Rodri is too old. Hala Madrid. Look, what I'm here to say and what I'm trying to tell you guys is that I think if he's available for 100 M's, we need to go and get him. I think we need to break the bank to sign Rodri. I don't think we have a midfielder that is capable of really doing what Rodri can in our team. Tchouaméni can't do it. Valverde can't do it. Camavinga cannot do it. And also Bellingham can't do that job. So you sit there and think about what is the position that Real Madrid needs to strengthen. Of course, it's the CDM position. We've tried Valverde there. It just hasn't worked out. Hasn't worked out in this Club World Cup tournament. And Tchouaméni definitely, Xabi Alonso doesn't see Tchouaméni being the CDM. He's consistently used Tchouaméni at the center back in this Club World Cup. So when you think about it, it makes sense. Who's out there really? Who's out there really that we can get in the CDM position right now? Somebody tell me in the chat now. I mean, there's McAllister, and there's Enzo, and there is Rodri. And Madrid sees Rodri at the really, really highest level, and they really want him. They really, really want him. So it's going to be interesting to see. Of course, Mundo Deportivo is it a top tier source? I would put them in the second tier. I wouldn't put them in the top tier as Fabrizio. But this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see conversations. We wanted to see rumors about Madrid trying to sign CDM, because according to yesterday and the day before, there's a lot of sources are telling us that Madrid are not interested in signing in anybody. They're just good with the transfer fee that they have done. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. I don't think anybody's happy in the chat. F4FC says, KG, I want Liverpool, McAllister. Yo, we're going to get into the comment sections. We're going to talk about in a Q&A. You guys can talk about anything you want. But what do you think about Rodri? Is he good enough to be a starter? We know he is. And also, is he better than all the players that we have? I want to see what your opinion on that. El Madismo says Traoré is enough. Break the back for Rodri is not good. Okay, interesting point. Rodri is good enough, says Yessie. Yes, I feel like Rodri, bro, like he carried Manchester City, which is why they're giving us, which is why the reason they're telling us that he's won the Ballon d'Or, because he carried Spain in their Euros, and he also carried Manchester City in the Champions League. So that's what they're trying to tell us. And I've seen Rodri for a couple of seasons now in Manchester City. He is a key player, and potentially he is the guy that we're missing in the CDM role and Real Madrid. We've got Bellingham and Valverde. Pretty much they're kind of similar, really, I would say. They're box to box. They're not really creators. They're not really defensive midfielders. They're like in between. But this guy's going to give you what you want. He could be the next Xabi Alonso, and Xabi Alonso wants somebody that plays like him, that can be in that sitting midfield and just protecting the back four, and also good with the pass, also good with the ball, and also he can go in the offensive box and score goals. So Xabi Alonso really want Rodri, and now it's up to Florentino Perez. How's he gonna make happen? I mean, we have to make this happen. If we sell a few players, Rodri is in the transfer talk. Vini Jr., our second segment, we got to talk about him in a second. But if we do get the funds from selling these guys, Camavinga also could be in the market now, and Ceballos also in the market. So if we make sales and we have enough money to invest in the CDM position, I think this is the guy we should go for. Of course, we're going to need Rodri potentially to do what Gyökeres has done at Sporting, just to come out and say, I want to leave. I want to join Real Madrid. It's in Spain. He is born in Spain. He would like to live in Spain. I'm sure his family wants to be in Spain. So there's a lot of positives, right, for Rodri to move to Real Madrid. And it makes a whole lot of sense for the player and also for Real Madrid. Ryan says Rodri is too old. I think he's going to give us 2-3 good seasons at least, minimum. Casemiro's still playing at the highest level, so don't tell me Rodri is old. Rodri is only 28, isn't he? He's only 28 years old. KG, look at the Rodri stay and Vini stay. Look, we're running the poll right now, and who would you keep? A lot of you guys are saying Rodrygo. We're going to get into that topic in a second. Our second segment is going to be about Vini, but just to wrap up on Rodri and what is going on, should we trust the source? And if this becomes true, then is this a good signing, or would this be a revolution? Would this revolutionize our midfield? Would this fix our issues in the middle of the park? The official says get Casemiro. No, we got rid of Casemiro for a reason, right? He's getting old. He is getting old. So and we can't get him now after 2 seasons. No way. No way. KG, we need Rodri for 100 million, not over 120. That's the point that I'm trying to make. There's a price tag set. Real Madrid have set a price tag. They're not willing to pay more than 100 M's. And I'm not quite sure Manchester City are going to be willing to sell and Rodri less than 100 M's. So it's going to be tricky. It is going to be really tricky, and I hope this really materialized and Real Madrid really go for it. But the player has to play his role. He has to push. He has to make it clear that he wants to join Real Madrid, and then we move forward because of that. Unless Manchester City are okay with selling Rodri, which I highly, highly doubt they are. 100 M's in one set, says Rodri. I don't think he fits yet because he's an ACL injury. Yes, that's something that I wanted to talk about, right? I wanted to talk about his injury, right? His injury it puts a lot of doubt in me, right? To go and spend 100 million on somebody that is really injury prone. I mean, he's not really injury prone, but he just came back from a long injury. So we saw him at the Nations League, I believe, and also we saw him in the Club World Cup. He just didn't look right. He came on and came off for Manchester City in that Club World Cup defeat to Al Hilal, right? So he's not 100%, but that could actually work on our side, right? It could potentially work for us. The fact that he's not hot, he's not performing at the highest level, we can go and grab him for a lesser price than we would if he was ticking all the boxes. You understand? If we sign him, we got to sell Vini. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the second topic I want to get into, because Vini could potentially go. And Rodri, there's a lot of rumors. Every day I wake up, all the news are talking about Rodri this, Rodri that, Rodri to Liverpool, Rodri to Arsenal, Rodri to Bayern Munich. There's a lot of talks about Rodri. I mean, I said Rodri. Rodrygo. That's what I meant. But look, let me know your thoughts in the comment sections. Would you pay 100 M's for Rodri? Can he start over Tchouaméni? And would you wait and go for somebody younger and cheaper? I mean, somebody younger and cheaper. We're talking about Angelo, which yesterday we broke the news, really, that Madrid are not really interested in signing Angelo. So that is the issue. That is the issue. Anyways, you guys let me know your thoughts about Rodri. I hope this materializes, and I hope we do go and get him if it's possible. We're gonna get some money, of course, from other players, selling other players like Camavinga, Ceballos, and also Vini's in the topic as well. So we're gonna get into that. But look, this is an exciting one, and this is the one to look out for, really. All right, our second segment that I want to touch on is this guy right here, people. The money they're talking about Vini. The money they're talking about Vini. It is absolutely ridiculous, bro. It is absolutely ridiculous. Madrid versus Vini Jr. wage structure. There's a lot of issues there. And according to Sport, Vini is pushing for a massive salary hike and a renewal bonus. And he's aiming to become the highest paid player at the club. I mean, it's crazy. It is just crazy. This all started, obviously, when Kylian Mbappe came in with a fat signing bonuses. Vini sees that and says, why not me? Florentino Perez is hesitating. He's scared it's going to blow up the wage structure. And here's the shocker, really, right? Madrid are actually considering selling Vinícius Jr. this summer if he doesn't lower his wage demands. And that is crazy. That is crazy. Madrid are actually open to selling Vinícius Jr. if he doesn't agree with the wage structure, with the wage that we're giving him. So it's crazy. It's crazy. This affects, of course, Rodrygo big time. It's going to affect Rodrygo big time because the club could decide to keep Rodrygo and let Vini go. And Arsenal, Liverpool are still pushing hard for Rodrygo. But the club might just now change their plans altogether. If Vinícius Jr. doesn't agree that he's not going to get paid the money that he wants, he's just won't. But did you guys know Vini has 2 years left on his contract? Rodrygo has 3 years left on his contract. And Alonso reportedly prefers a balance and a mighty bench. Either Kylian Mbappe or Vini to do it. It's gonna be decided. It's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna turn up. KG just sell 300M is a lot of money, says F4FC. Sell Vini, says Rodrygo. Vini's not leaving for free. He's not gonna be leaving for free. He's gonna be paid a whole lot of money. One thing we gotta ask is is he interested in this Saudi rumor? Is he willing to go there? We've seen Karim Benzema go. We've seen Kante go. We've seen Mahrez, Firmino, Ivan Toney recently, Cristiano in the past, Neymar in the past. And is Vini willing to go to Saudi? That's the question number one. Regardless of the money they are offering, if Vinícius Jr. doesn't want to go to Saudi, this deal is not going to happen, right? Whether Madrid accept the deal or not, he can't just go if he doesn't want to. So somehow there's a player power in this. The player controls his destiny. You can't just push him around, right? And that is the massive question. And let's see how he's going to turn up. Is he going to agree with the wages that Madrid offer him? Or is he just going to chase the bag and go to Saudi? You guys let me know in the comments. But I feel like, I don't know. I'm not going to push Vini out. There's still some sort of loyalty for Vinícius Jr., right? He did win us two Champions Leagues and scored in 2 Champions League finals as well. So we can't push him around, but he can't push us around either. He can't demand money more or as equal as Kylian Mbappe. I don't think he's done what Kylian Mbappe has done in his career. I don't think Vini has done that. Yes, Mbappe hasn't won the Champions League, but Mbappe is big. He is really big, and he's won the World Cup as well. Look, it's hard to decide for Madrid, but I think Madrid is leaning towards not giving him what he wants. And if he's not going to get what he wants, then he's going to be open to moving. And I don't think there's a lot of teams that can afford Vinícius Jr. except Saudi. James, thank you for joining us. Look, it's going to be an interesting one to see. Make sure when y'all join it, make sure you smash that like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new to the channel. And let me know in the comment sections. Get in the poll as well. Like I said, what do you feel about this? What do you think about this? But I feel like this is going to be an exciting one, and this is going to be a big one to watch out for. But whatever he decides, I hope it's going to be for the better of Real Madrid. There's a big power play going on, like I said, with Vini's camp and Real Madrid. And it's going to be interesting to see who is going to stand firm, right? But Vini, according to multiple sources right now, is that there's a massive offer for Vini, and Real Madrid are open to selling him if he doesn't agree with their wage demand, right? If they whatever they gave him, he has to accept it. If he doesn't, then they're going to be open to selling it, and then also Rodrygo could be staying. So this is basically in summary, that's what's going on now. All right. Let's move on to Ceballos. I want to move on to Ceballos right now. And look, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comment sections as well. Even if you're watching this after it's recorded, just let me know in the comment sections, and I'm gonna take my time and answer all the questions that you guys may have. All right. All right. Is there any questions before we move on to the third segment here? KG, sell him because we could sign so many other players. He has not been playing well. Yes, last season and the season before really hasn't been good from Vinícius Jr. I have to be honest, right? Not the season before, but mainly last season. Rodrigo says, KG, Xabi Alonso to Vini, you need to leave. He didn't say that yet. Ceballos could cost 5 to 10. Yeah, we're going to get into Ceballos in a second, but you guys just, if you have any thoughts about Vini, Rodrigo, and also the first topic that we covered, Rodri to Real Madrid, you guys let me know in the chat. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Of course, we got to summarize everything. And at the end, we got to do a kind of like a Q&A session where you guys can ask any topics and we could try to answer all of them. All right. Vini will just leave for the money. Yeah, some people are saying he's going to leave for the money. Some people are saying he's going to stay. And some people are saying, is he using actually Saudi to get more salary bump? Is he using them to scare Real Madrid, to scare off Florentino Perez so he could decide to stay? We'll see. Which club wants to sign Vini from Saudi? There is no team specified yet. What we have heard is that Saudi is willing to offer that kind of money. Of course, Saudi is an organization, right? It's one thing. They pretty much own all the teams. All right. So it's like a country, right? So it doesn't matter for them where he goes. That's going to be decided later on. But right now, Saudi in general as a country, with the oil money, they want to sign and bring in Vini Jr. to the Saudi Pro League. Al Hilal is the one. Al Hilal, Al Nasser is the one. Al Hali is also another one. Al Hali is also another one. Jack says he deserves good money. He's hard worker. You can only respect a player with good money. Interesting point. But isn't he too young? Isn't he too young to be going for money at this age? Just saying. Sell Vini for Rodri. Of course, if we sell Vini, We are coming. You better buckle up. We're coming after everybody. Whether you are McAllister, whether you are Enzo Fernandez, whether you are Rodri, we're coming after everybody. With that kind of money, I think we can get anybody we want. Vini to Al Nassr, that would be interesting as well. That would be insane. All right, let's move on to the the last segment I want to talk about, and then we're going to do a Q&A stuff. All right. Here it is, people. Ceballos to Real Betis again. That's it. That's the rumor right now. Ceballos to Betis. And ASA reports that Betis are once again looking at signing Dani Ceballos, who's clearly not in Xabi Alonso's plan. And look, some at Real Betis don't want him back, especially after he rejected them for Real Madrid in 2023. But the interest is there again. If Ceballos goes, should we replace him with a new midfielder? Of course, we have to. And then also, can we just promote somebody from Castilla? I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that's going to happen. But here's the question for you guys. Sell or keep Ceballos? Is there any use for him in this stacked midfield at Real Madrid? And who replaces him if we let him go? You guys get in the chat right now. I would say sell him. There's no reason to keep Ceballos. Xabi Alonso doesn't want to keep Ceballos. And Xabi Alonso did not use Ceballos in the Club World Cup. So that tells me there's not going to be a spot for him. Of course, we need squad depth in Real Madrid, but nobody is going to say no if we get a bid in for Ceballos, close to 20 to 25. Let me just quickly see. Let me just quickly see how much he's worth. How much is Ceballos worth right now? Take a guess, people. Take a guess right now. How much do you think he's worth? He is actually worth, before I tell you guys, everybody commented in the chat right now, how much you think he is worth? 5 to 10, Rodrygo. Okay, interesting. Jake says life's too short. You don't secure life with trophies for money. Vini is one of the best players on the planet, says Jack. 15 says Yessi. All right. How about the rest of you? 15, 10, 5, 9 or 8. Ryan is going with 9 or 8. You guys are close. I'll be honest. You guys are really, really close. Ceballos right now is worth 10 million euros. So according to Transfer Market, of course, it's not really precise, but we're talking about 10 to 15 potentially for him. He's not that old as well, is he? He's 28 years old, so he's useful. I mean, it's not bad to invest. It's not really bad to invest like 10 to 15 million on Ceballos. And I think Real Betis could give us some money for him. Definitely. Definitely. And I hope they do, bro. I hope they do. They are interested. I hope they put in a bid. And this also helps us to go and sign another player, right? And for the question I ask about, is there a position for him? I don't think there is. I do not think there is. Alonso did not use him at all in the Club World Cup. Even under Carlo Ancelotti, he had a minimal role. He wasn't used a lot. He only plays when somebody's injured, or if we are actually resting somebody, like Valverde being rested or Bellingham being rested or suspended. That's when Ceballos comes in. But Ceballos never really started for Ancelotti. And I don't think he's going to be starting for Xabi Alonso as well. And the Club World Cup actually showed us that. He won't be starting. He will not be starting. Eva says 10. Eva spot on. That's what the transfer market is saying. He's going to cost about 10 million. So it's going to be huge, right? It is going to be huge to see how much money we get from selling players, because it's going to dictate in terms of where we want to go, in terms of who we can actually go for. And so let's keep an eye on this one. Let's keep an eye on this one. He could definitely be sold in the coming days or weeks. But yeah, before we wrap up, there's some news coming from Real Madrid. All right. There's an update on Jude Bellingham. Here's an update on Jude Bellingham. Musiala also saying, get well soon, bro. Look, He has done the shoulder surgery, and the surgery has been successful. So I'm happy about that. Really, really happy about that. And although there's also Endrick's wedding day. Apparently, congratulations to Endrick, who married his fiancée today. Much love for them. Look, Endrick is another guy that we haven't really talked on the show and we haven't really spoke about. But he is somebody also that needs decision making, right? Are we going to keep him? Are we going to loan him out? Are we going to keep Gonzalo Garcia? I don't see us keeping Gonzalo Garcia, Endrick, and Mbappe in the same position, and also keep Vini and Rodrygo and Mastantuono. It's not going to happen, people. Somebody has to go. Somebody has to go. And we know Mbappe is not going to go. We know Mastantuono just came in. So those two are out of the questions. What we're talking about right now is Gonzalo Garcia, Endrick, and also Rodrygo and Vinícius Jr. Rodrygo and Vinícius Jr. So yeah, I wouldn't sell Endrick, to be honest with you. I would potentially maybe loan him out, but I would definitely not sell him at all. I wouldn't be selling him. Loan is the right thing to do for Endrick. Even Gonzalo Garcia, he reminds me of Raul Gonzalez in the past. This guy, Raul, look, those two, one of them has to be loaned out and one of them could stay. I still haven't decided. If you're just looking at the Club World Cup, of course, you're going to say Gonzalo Garcia to stay. But if you're looking at last season, for example, Gonzalo Garcia, nobody knew about him. Yes, he came on and scored 1 or 2 goals in the Copa del Rey, but Endrick has done a lot more than Gonzalo Garcia last season. So it depends. It depends on who we keep, and it depends on who we are going to sell. Keep Gonzalo Garcia, says Yessi. And you're going to get rid of Endrick. You would definitely get rid of Endrick. That's wild. That is wild. I swear that's wild. Rodrygo says this should be the lineup if Vini gets sold. All right, let's just quickly wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up now. Let's just get into the Q&A section right now. Let's talk about the Q&A section right now and bring any questions that you guys may have. All right, the 3 topics that we talked about: Vini to Saudi and not extending his contract, Rodri potentially to join Real Madrid, and also Rodrygo could be staying as well, and Ceballos to Real Betis. Just get your comments in, and I'm going to go through all of them until we have time. All right. Okay. Yes, he says, let me just, hold on a second. I don't think Endrick is in Xabi Alonso's plan. We can't say that because Endrick has been injured in the Club World Cup. So that's the reason why you don't think that he's in his plan, but he's definitely could be in his plan. Rodrygo says, KG, Rodrygo on the left wing can be dangerous than Vini. That could be something to be tested, right? Definitely we could test that out. And Alonso should be open to testing that out. And instead of just pushing Rodrygo out, he needs to make a decision. And the messed up thing is we're not really going to have preseason. So our next game is against Osasuna. We're not going to be playing another game. I haven't seen it. I've checked the schedule. I haven't seen anything for Real Madrid in terms of preseason. So they pretty much canceled preseason as a whole. So that gives me concerns, right? That could have gave Alonso to experiment on the team, to try Rodrygo on the left, to try Vini on the right, and to just mess around with the squad. Put Endrick in the middle, put Mbappe on the left, and put Mastantuono on the right. Experiment with the squad and see what works. Try with a 4-3-3 formation, 5-2-3 formation. Look, you could try a whole bunch of formation in preseason. That is a good thing about preseason. And the fact that we're not having a preseason is a dangerous thing, I feel like. Bro got married at 18. Yeah, these soccer players, they got the money now. They can get married and have kids easily. The age really doesn't matter. KG, we need 2018 Kylian Mbappe and 2022 Rodrygo. Mbappe last season was good. I don't know. Mbappe last season was good. But 2022 Rodrygo, I'll take. I'll definitely take. How long could Rodry contract be? If we do sign him, of course, I don't know. It could be 2 or 3 seasons, right? At least, minimum. KG, this should be the lineup if Vini gets sold. Goalkeeper, Courtois, and then Canate, and Carreras, Valverde, Enzo, Bellingham, Mbappe, Rodrygo, and look, how many Mbappes do you have on your team, bro? That's wild. Yes, he did mention that Gonzalo Garcia we should keep. Are you doing Portugal in September? Yes, going to be covering Portugal. Cristiano plays. We're definitely going to be watching. And he could get better. We could sell him for a better price. Who you're talking about? Who you're referring to at 4FC? Dritty says, hey, I would loan Endrick to some English club. That's an interesting point as well. Yes, I'm okay. I'm okay with loaning out Endrick and Gonzalo Garcia. One of them has to go. Like I said, one of them definitely has to go. They both can't stay. They're just going to be wasted. You're just wasting talent really on the bench. They're not going to get minutes. So one of them have to go. Jack says injuries are prevalent. Who replaces the mid when injuries visit the team massively? Ceballos is a wonderful midfielder. Says Jack, interesting point. Again, if we sell Ceballos, we're going to bring in somebody. So we're still going to have bodies in the middle of the park. We're still going to have rotation. Evo says, are you doing Manchester United versus Leeds? Yes, we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that. Jack says Vini can play anywhere, right central, right. He's talented. No player is aggressive like Vini. Maybe Gonzalo. Look, aggressivity and pressing. We both saw, we saw Vini Jr. and Kylian Mbappe not pressing at all against PSG, and they were heavily criticized for that. And one of the reasons why fans are mad is the fact that Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe both are not pressing. So that's why we lost the game against PSG. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea just ran around the whole game. They brought the intensity and they won the game. Chelsea doesn't have more quality than us, but they beat PSG fair and square because they worked as a team. They worked really hard as a team. They ran for each other, which Madrid basically did not. We just did not do that. Rodrygo says, KG, imagine if we face Barcelona in a friendly and beat them 8-2. Really doesn't matter, like friendlies are friendlies. I'm not going to get gassed beating them in friendlies. I want to beat them in La Liga, home and away. I want to beat them in the Copa del Rey, knock them out. I want to beat them in the Champions League. Friendlies is just friendlies. Ahmed says, yo, KG, who do you think we should sell from these 3 options? Vini, Mbappe, Rodrygo. I would say if we can get the 350, I would definitely sell Vini. But if we're not going to get that kind of money for Vini, if you're telling me Vini 100 M's and Rodrygo 100 M's, I don't know. I would probably keep Vini. But if we're going to get 350, I'm definitely selling Vini and keeping Rodrygo. What to do with Brahim Diaz? Brahim Diaz is going to be a good squad player. Dirty. That's why he's there for. He's going to be a really good squad player. Chloe, how's it going, my G? Thank you for joining us. Look, what do you think about all this, the 3 topics that we've discussed? You guys let me know in the comments. Do we have any games today? I don't think we have any games today, but there's a game on Saturday. I believe there's a game on Saturday. Yeah, tomorrow there's a game for Manchester United against Leeds, 9 a.m. Make sure you're here, people. Make sure you're here. We're going to be doing a watch along for that. And on Sunday, we got nothing. So Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Be here. And I think also Tottenham is going to be playing as well. We got to keep an eye on that one. But our main focus is going to be Man U. We did get the here we go today. And Bamo to Manchester United. Here we go. That's a good news. That's a good news. Thomas Frank's first game tomorrow. Yes, it is. KG Vitinha 120 M's and Rodrygo 120. Bro, I would definitely get rid of Rodri to get Vitinha. I will definitely do that. Ahmed says, do you think Madrid should play a two-striker system? So Gonzalo Garcia and Mbappe might play together. We've tried that already. I think we could easily do that. The fact that we have Xabi Alonso now in the team and not Carlo Ancelotti basically gives us the weapon to use any system that we want. We could go 3-5-2, which lets you put two strikers in the middle. We could go 3-4-3, which lets you put three forwards up front. So it is highly possible we could go with Gonzalo and Mbappe. And there were a lot of rumors, by the way, before Trent got injured in that in that game against PSG. Vinicius Jr. was dropped in that match. And Alonso was going with a back five, putting Garcia on that wing, on the left wing, and then putting Trent on the right wing, go with Valverde, Bellingham, and going three at the back and going two up front, which is Mbappe and Gonzalo Garcia. So he did do that. There were rumors. We don't know for a fact if that was going to happen, but there were some rumors that was going to happen. And it didn't really materialize because Trent got injured. So Alonso just completely changed his system and put Vini on the right-hand side and just went 4-3-3. What time, says Rodrygo? The United game is going to be 9 a.m. Eastern time. KG, I would sell Vini and keep Rodrygo. Yep, you've been saying it all along. You're talking about Rodrygo to Man City. Haven't seen any rumors about Rodrygo joining Man City. Vini might have won us the Champions League, but it matters on his form right now. I agree. We can't celebrate history. I mean, we can celebrate history, but we can't sit on that and allow players to just mess about in the team. Sell Vini for 130, 350, says Chloe. Yeah, that would be, look, that would definitely revolutionize the team. Like I said, it's going to revolutionize the team. It's going to bring us more money, which means we can invest on CM, somebody like Vitinha. We could also invest in CDM, somebody like Rodri, McAllister, and Enzo. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good if we sell Vini. But I'm not quite sure Vini wants to go unless he wants the bag, unless he wants the money. I'm talking about 120 for Rodri. Look, I'm not paying 120 unless we get like the 350 for Vini. I'm not paying 120. Maximum I would be willing to pay for Rodri is 100 million. Who should start for Portugal? Leao, Neto on the left wing. I would go with Neto. Leao is a good player off the bench. Vinícius Jr. can't play with Mbappe. That is a major problem. One thing we haven't seen, Chloe, is that Xabi Alonso be given the opportunity to play Vini and Mbappe together. Mbappe only started the last game against PSG. He was not 100%. So I don't know if he's going to experiment with that when La Liga starts. But as far as right now, Alonso is pushing Rodrygo out and keeping Vini. That is the message that we're getting. That is what's happening right now. What an offer from Saudi, says Ryan. Ridiculous. It could change your life. It could change your family tree forever, bro. With that kind of money, generational wealth. That's what they call it. Generational wealth. You get that sort of money, you're set for life. Nah, stop playing, Rodrygo. Stop playing that. Had Liverpool got a replacement for Jota yet? I mean, they signed Vids. They're going for Ekitike. And look, they might go for Rodrygo as well. KG, Rodri, I'll pay 85 M's. That's my opinion. Yeah, the max Club might go is 85. Max Club might go is 85 for Rodri. But yeah, interesting things are happening. Hopefully, all the stuff that we talked about, hopefully these materialize. I want to hear some news. I've seen something just now. I've seen something on Enzo Fernandez. Look, maybe we're going to create a video for that. But There's some updates coming in, which is a good thing. It is a really, really good thing for Real Madrid. And there's a lot to be excited about, people. And don't let the Club World Cup disappointment just hang over your shoulders, you know, or your head. I think good things are about to come at Real Madrid. Just buckle up, people. Buckle up. But yeah, guys, that is it for the show. We're going to wrap it up. Look, in the comment sections, if you're just tuning in, Rodri is a top target for Real Madrid. Only for the right price. Vinicius Jr. could shock the world by exiting Real Madrid and joining Saudi. And Ceballos might finally be gone for good for Real Betis. You guys let me know. All Madridistas in the comment sections. Big up to all of you. Look, all of you guys let me know. Before I wrap up, I'm going to just type something. We need a few signings this summer to strengthen the Madrid starting 11. Which position do you still think we need to upgrade? Is in our squad fine without any upgrade? Without any upgrade, our squad is not fine. Like I said, we're missing a midfielder that can control the tempo of a game, which is what Vitinha is, and we do not have that guy. We haven't replaced Toni Kroos, and certainly we have not replaced Modric. Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Valverde, and Bellingham, they're not the answer. If we're talking about CDM, if we're going to use Tchouaméni as a CDM, then we need to sign a center back. If we use Tchouaméni as a center back, then we need to sign a CDM. One of those two has to happen. And the team is not completely ready to win all the competitions. We still need to sign a CDM and probably a CM and sort out the issues that we have with Rodrygo and Vinícius Jr. and Mbappe. That definitely needs to happen. So, yeah, the squad is not fully ready yet to win everything. Not yet, but we still got time. But anyways, guys, all the topics that we covered, let me know in the comment sections all your thoughts. And as always, smash that like, subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, join the Discord. I'm going to put the links in the chat. We talk Madrid and transfer news 24/7. Don't forget to join. I'll put the links in I'll put the link in the comment sections. As always, just let me know your thoughts about this show in the comment sections. Everybody on this show right now, let me know what your thoughts are. All the questions that we've been asking on this show, I want the answers in the comment sections. That is it, people. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning in the watch along. I'm out. Hala Madrid.